Hi everyone, in today's video I'm going to show you how to crochet the mini bean stitch, which is great for a washcloth or a dishcloth, or you can even, if you're using an acrylic yarn or wool, use it for a blanket. It produces a lovely textured pattern, and in this video I'm going to use Creative Cotton and Aran weight by Rico, and these come in 50-gram balls, and you can probably get 2 or 3 washcloths out of this. But the mini bean stitch is really attractive. I'm going to use a 5mm crochet hook. You could go down a size, but that would create a firmer texture. This one was created using a paint box yarn from Love Crafts, so it will work up slightly differently. And I'm using this really lovely sort of coppery colour, very autumnal, which is when I'm recording this video. These washcloths, they make great gifts for, or stocking stuffers for people. You can pop that in a Christmas stocking. Really good fun. So we start off with a chain in the normal way, slip stitch, insert your hook into your slip knot. There we go. Now I'm going to chain a small sample so that I don't bore you to tears. So we're going to do an odd number. The pattern calls for this size calls for 31 stitches. You can modify this to match as long as it's an odd number. So let's do a chain of 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So we're going to start by making our mini bean stitch in the third chain from the hook, and the third chain is simply nothing to do with the one on the hook. 1, 2, 3. So that's the third chain from the hook. We always count from the point where that yarn comes out of that chain, just here where I'm indicating it. So we insert the hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, and we're going to do that twice. Yarn over, insert the hook, yarn over, pull up a loop. So you don't do a yarn over first of all, but you do the second time. Yarn over and pull through all 4. So all you're doing is making sure that you've got 4 loops on your hook. Then we're going to chain 1 to close up our bean, and then we're going to skip the next stitch, and we simply do another mini bean stitch in this stitch here. I'm going to go into that V just there. So yarn, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert your hook again, yarn over, pull up a loop. We've got the 4 loops on the hook, 1, 2, 3, 4, yarn over, pull through, and then a chain. Skip a chain, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert your hook again into the same chain, yarn over, pull through all 4, and a chain. Skip a chain, insert your hook. It's tempting to do that yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert your hook into the same space, 4 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through all 4, and 1 chain. Skip a chain, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert your hook again, 4 loops on your hook, just even that up a bit. That's not very even, I'm going to redo that one. The first row of any crochet project is always the most tricky because you've got very little to hold on to. 4 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through all 4 and a chain, skip 1, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert again, yarn over, pull up a loop, 4 on the hook, yarn over, pull through all 4 and a chain. Then we've got to the last 2 stitches, so we skip that one and we insert our hook into this last chain, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert your hook into the last chain again, 4 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through all 4. There we go. And we do 2 chain at the end, turn our work, and now we're going to do our mini bean stitch into this chain space just here. So you'll be able to identify your chain spaces. It'll look neater once we get going and once this is all blocked out and stretched so that it will look neat and tidy. So we're going to go into this gap here with our mini bean stitch. So insert your hook into the chain space, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert again, yarn over, pull through 4 and 1 chain, and repeat that all the way across the row to the very end. Insert, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull up again, pull through all 4 and a chain. In, now be careful to find the chain space, not the gap just here. You've got to go into this chain space. Now there's no give in this cotton, so it's a little bit more tricky to work than if you're working with wool or acrylic or a yarn that's got some stretch. This is less forgiving, particularly when you're doing more complicated stitches than a single crochet or a double crochet. Gradually get your tension into a rhythm and all will be well. Right. Now we've reached the last. So our last mini bean stitch will go into this space just here, which was our second chain from the previous row. So we go into that space just here, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert your hook into the same space, yarn over and pull through. So that is where your last bean goes. Then we do 2 chain, turn our work, and we repeat row 2 for the whole project. So let's continue. Do another row. Insert your hook, yarn over, pull up, yarn over, pull through 1. So that's 1 mini bean. And you'll get into a rhythm as your memory just kicks in and remembers all the steps to this little stitch. And you can see with this Rico weight Aran, this is Aran too, but is slightly thinner, it's working up very quickly. So your project will be finished in maybe an hour. You'll have your washcloth done. Obviously, if you're doing a blanket, you're going to extend the number of stitches to the width of the blanket that you're working on. And that can take you maybe several weeks. So there we go. We're reaching the end of this third row, and now we want to look for the chain space just here. Now you can either go into the chain space or the turning chain just there, which is easiest, and I would recommend you do that, or you can go into the stitch. But to be quite honest, I would go into the space just before those two turning chain, because otherwise you're going to struggle to get your crochet hook into the stitch. 2 chain for turning, turn our work, and we can see how this is working up, and our little beans are appearing, and all this slightly loose work here will gradually disappear as you block this out. Remember that cotton does split, and that's just the way that it looks. So I'm going to whiz across another row so that you can see, and then we'll have a look at the border that I put on this original one. So here we go. So write in the comments below what you're working on at the moment with your crochet, and if you have any questions, then put them in the comments and I'll answer them, depending on where you are, as quickly as I can. If you've enjoyed this video, then it'd be great if you subscribed and clicked the bell button, and that means you will get a notification of upcoming videos on my channel. And I'm nearly at 1,000 subscribers, so it'd be great if you could tip me over that 1,000. Now you can see the last space is quite tricky to find. If you go into the wrong place, don't worry too much. You don't want to work this too tightly. 1, 2, turn our work. So our little beans are gradually becoming more evident. And as you work this with your fingers, so all the strands will lay neatly. And you'll want to block this out, and blocking out simply means setting it onto either a mat and dampening it down and leaving it to dry, or using a steam iron. You just simply steam it from above so that the fabric becomes slightly damp, and then stretch it into a square. Cotton doesn't take much blocking out. It's mainly yarn with some stretch that needs blocking out, and particularly for things like granny squares. Let's just do one more row and then we'll compare with our pale yellow one. So you'll become very proficient at this stitch after doing a couple of washcloths, and then you can add it to your encyclopedia of crochet stitches. There's a great encyclopedia which you can buy online which gives you lots of different crochet patterns if you like a book. And I've got lots of playlists with different crochet stitches, so you can have a look on the playlist. I'll put a link in the description below. So there we go. That's our mini washcloth, and you can see that's working up very quickly. And how does it compare with this yellow one? Well, this is slightly finer Aran, still Aran, slightly finer, and you can see that it creates slightly different gauge, both of which are really lovely. This one's finer. Now what I did at the end was to do a row of single crochet all the way round as a border to tidy up the edges, and you can simply do that by working your way down the sides. We have border videos elsewhere, but a single crochet edge would be really lovely to finish this off. So that's all for today. I hope you check in with our other videos. So this is the mini bean cluster stitch, and another one to add to your crochet toolbox. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day. Bye.